Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors are Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me today, and this is a breaking news story coming from Forrrest Gate in Newham, and it involves a drill rapper called Y.CB. We have covered Y.CB on the channel in relation to his music when he first came onto the scene, due to his connection to CB, the notorious Newham rapper who was serving 24 years. He is younger and he has released several different tracks and worked with several different artists in the Newham area, and he's gained quite a lot of fans and a following in the past year. His first track that I remember was Ready for War, and we covered that on the channel as well about a year ago. But today, breaking news coming from Forrrest Gate on Dunbar Road in E7. On Saturday, December the 19th, a teenager was found with gunshot wounds and stab wounds. Thank you to Newham Street blogs and also UK News in Pictures for their coverage and confirmation of the story. Police say that they attended at 10 to 9 to find a male with multiple injuries. Officers did first aid at the scene and an air ambulance attended and took him to hospital. They say now that he's in a stable condition and his injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. A knife has been recovered from the scene also. At this early stage, there were no arrests and the inquiries are ongoing. And there has also been confirmation from CB via social media that Y.CB is not dead, as was the rumours earlier on today. Last song that Y.CB did was with Bassman, the Newham rapper, who has also collaborated with Albanians. And Y.CB has also collaborated with Vils and S13 as well, and been on various different media channels. Newham has got a long history of gang rivalry and is well documented as well. This isn't like a big secret. In fact, the Newham Council was actually fined £150,000 last year after a list that contained gang rival names was leaked online. In an article that was in the BBC at the time, it said that London Council has been fined after a Metropolitan Police list containing names of suspected gang members ended up in the hands of rival gangs. This actually had addresses of 203 alleged gang members, and it was leaked after being emailed to others by a Newham council worker. Investigators said the list had victims of violence, but it was not possible to say if the attacks had been a result of the breach. Newham Council has apologised, and the Information Commissioner's Office fined the borough £145,000. In 2017, the council worker sent a copy of the list in an email to 44 recipients of a youth offending team and other external organisations. It has not yet been revealed how the rival gang members' names managed to feature on Snapchat in May and September of that year. The ICO said the borough experienced a number of incidents of serious gang violence in 2017, and they could not conclude whether any of the attacks was caused by the breach. News of this leak emerged after a serious case review into the murder of 14-year-old Corey Jr. Davis. He was shot dead in a playground in Newham on the 4th of September 2017. Newham Council apologised to Corey's mother for the profoundly regrettable data breach. So that's an example of something similar that happened in Birmingham in relation to a gang notebook that was actually lost by the police also. Some people are trying to make Newham a better place. Back in 2018, young men spoke to the Newham Recorder newspaper about the cycle of violence that existed in the area and things they were trying to do to counteract it. This project at Diesel Gym was set up by youth mentor Raheel, whose teenage years in Newham were marred by violence. He carried a knife, he said, and served time in prison for assault. And he's since turned his life around and wants to help other people do the same. He says that his work is vital in trying to prevent under 25s getting involved in the Newham violence, and it spiraled by 21% in 2018. He said he set up the project after he'd been through the system his whole life, and he said it's been really difficult when you're a kid from Newham with very little opportunities, surrounded by gangs and violence. And he hopes that boxing will help the kids to channel their violence. And that is just one example of some things that local people have tried to do to try to help the young children. So I really want to hear what people have to say on this story. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Peace.
Face, but they know who did it. Remember that day when I slept on an L? Next day I came back with shells. Next day I'll ring this devilish thing, you don't really want to hear that bell. Two guys trying to do it on back, slip, get knifed and scream out help. Countless rides.